Good evening to you and welcome to the evening news at 6 on Adoa TV. The news is coming to you live from our studios on the John Evans at Mills High Street in Accra. You can also watch us live on Facebook at Adoa TV Ghana and on YouTube at Adoa TV GH. A look at our top stories for tonight's bulletin. The University Teachers Association of Ghana says the National Labour Commission cannot compel them to go back to the classroom. And on 1st February 2022, the Professor John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage was officially launched. The event saw the attendance of many high-profile government and non-government officials, and we will bring you more details shortly. And in some more local stories, the Anglican House of Bishops in Ghana has given an update on the now controversial LGBTQI+ bill before Parliament. And in sports, the Women Premier League has secured a partnership deal with Betway. We'll be bringing you details of these stories and more in this bulletin. Remember, the evening news is brought to you by Blue City Ties and Accessories, Verna Mineral Water, and Run the Air. My name is Benedicta Dodoo. Now, moving on to our first story, the internal province of Ghana Anglican Communion has given out a press release on the update on the LGBTQI+ bill in Parliament by the Anglican House of Bishops in Ghana. Now, the release dated 28 January 2022 says, we confirm an online meeting with the Archbishop of Canterbury and team on the 3rd of November 2021 in respect of the draft LGBTQI+ bill that is before the Ghanaian Parliament. We agree that though human dignity is always dominant, LGBTQI+ activities are frowned upon by the Ghanaian ethnicity, and therefore traditions, values, cultural and social frameworks must not only be regarded but respected and appreciated. Nevertheless, Ghanaian citizens must not use the bill as an avenue to assault persons with homosexual orientation but show love to them, as the Church of Jesus Christ is called to demonstrate the love of God by protecting all vulnerable people and groups. Acts of harassment, intimidation, and hostilities against LGBTQ+ people should be condemned. We affirm and are committed to the 1998 Lambeth Conference Resolution 1 Clause 10 in its entirety. For us, this represents the last and most widely accepted statement by the Anglican Communion on the question of human sexuality. We further agree that the criminalization of sections of the bill are severe and must be reviewed. Rather, we propose a transformational agenda. Generally, we as a church in Ghana seek to strengthen Ghanaian family life by promoting human sexual rights that is supported and accepted by Ghanaian family values. Signed for and on behalf of all diocesan bishops in Ghana, the Most Reverend Dr. Cyril Ben Smith. Moving on to our next story, the General Secretary of the University of Ghana chapter of UTAD has said a court compelling teachers to return to work will not solve their problems. According to Professor Jampo, teachers cannot be coerced to return to the classrooms to teach. His comments come after the National Labour Commission sued the University Teachers Association of Ghana over its nationwide strike.
The Labour Commission is imploring the court to secure an interlocutory injunction to compel university lecturers on strike to return to work. It said the suit is to also force UTAG to call off its strike in compliance with its 13 January directive. However, General Secretary of UG Chapter of UTAG, Professor Ransford Jampo, said that teaching is not done by compulsion. He asked if an order asking teachers to go back to the lecture hall necessarily translates into improvements in conditions of service. Can you compel an angry and hungry teacher who is on strike fighting for better conditions of service to go back to the classroom to teach? Is teaching not based on conviction and one's own philosophy? Professor Jampo asked. Meanwhile, Fuswa Samoa, the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, has urged the university authorities to take responsibility and compel lecturers to resume lectures. However, a Facebook post by the General Secretary of the University of Ghana branch of UTAG, Professor Ransford Jampo, indicated that UTAG is prepared to meet the Commission in court if it comes to that.
The John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage seeks to immortalize the late former president's persona, his time on earth, and his legacy as one of Ghana's most reputable presidents. The chairman for the Heritage, Alex Segbefia, unveiling the Heritage logo, called on all Ghanaians who believe in the late president's vision to join hands with them. The theme for the launch was 10 years on the man John Evans Atta Mills.
During his tenure as President of the Republic, his vision for a better Ghana was operationalized in the Agenda for Shared Growth and Accelerated Development for a Better Ghana document, and this vision improved the standard living of many Ghanaians. His countenance and achievements are worth emulating by all who hold Ghana and its noble ideas at heart, and such serves as the basis upon which the John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage has been established. The event was attended by the former President John Dramani Mahama, representatives from the office of the former President John Ejekum Kufuor, President Akufo-Addo representatives, honorable members of Parliament, ambassadors, professors who took turns to make thematic presentation, with Mr. Kwame Pienim, elder statesman, giving the keynote address. According to the chairman for the Heritage, Alex Segbefia, the Heritage seeks to immortalize his persona, his time on earth, and his legacy as one of Ghana's most reputable presidents.
On the 9th anniversary of his passing last year, a group of academics, professionals, colleagues, former appointees, students, and families decided that an organization be created to preserve his heritage and his legacy. The group began to explore and expand on the concept of a Professor Mills heritage. From this group, a planning committee was established to actualize the concept. As a result, the John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage was incorporated on the 14th of October 2021 at the Registrar General's Department as a not-for-profit, non-partisan, independent, charitable company limited by guarantee. The vision of the heritage is inspiring humanity for a better society. The mission of the heritage is to promote John Evans Atta Mills' unique view of society, to cause positive actions in strengthening democratic values and human advancement. Our strategic objectives are to continue to deepen the legacy of President John Evans Atta Mills' excellence in academia, sports, and governance, to build and protect the President Mills brand as a model servant leader who invested in his people, and to engage in charitable work. The values and principles of the late professor we wish to project and inculcate within our people are passion, excellence and integrity, effort and inclusiveness, accountability, commitment, and not the least, humility.
Furthermore, the heritage logo comprises of 3 symbols and 3 colors, which are:
the logo of John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage, which will be unveiled today, is made up of 3 symbols and 3 colors. There is the symbol to the left of an open book, which signifies President Mills' deep involvement in academia, specifically in the areas of law and taxation. There is the symbol to the right of two hockey sticks and a hockey ball, which signifies his involvement in and contribution to sports. In the center of the logo is a presidential stool, which signifies his role in governance, in which area he rose to become the #1 gentleman of the land. In terms of colors, there's green, which signifies the fruitful farms of the land of his birth and its potential for development of the economy. Then there is gold or yellow, which signifies the richness of the land of Ghana in minerals and resources which yearns to be exploited for development. Finally, there is white, which reflects the purity and integrity of President Mills.
The heritage, he also disclosed, consists of 4 boards of directors and an advisory board.
It currently has a board of 4 directors, namely Dr. Sherry Aite, Honorable Samuel Atta Mills, Mr. C.C. Kwenu, and I, Alex Segbefia, as chairman of the board. Nana Oye Bampo Ado is our secretary to the board. An advisory council to the heritage has also been established. It comprises Mr. Kwame Pienim, Mr. James Bebaku Mensah, Mr. John Henry Mate Newman, Professor Agnes Atia Apusika, Dr. Esther Ofe-Abuaji, Togbi Apede the 14th, Agbobo Mefia of Asogli State, Mrs. Yvonne Boating, Alhaji Dr. Ahmed Vanderboy, Dr. Kadman Atta Mills, and Na Al-Hassan Andani.
Mr. Segbefia subsequently called on all Ghanaians who believe in the late president's vision to join hands with them.
The John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage is nevertheless a voluntary organization whose programs and activities are carried out entirely by volunteers. It is also funded entirely by volunteers. Indeed, this launch program has been funded by individuals and group volunteers. All who believe in the heritage of John Evans Atta Mills are therefore welcome to join the John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage. In pursuance of this, we have developed a program of activities for the heritage to cover a year-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of his death. There will be a series of John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Lectures, which will cover all the regions, possibly clustered into zones. The highlight of the lecture will be a major lecture to commemorate the 10th anniversary of his death in July, the month in which he died.
The official logo was hence unveiled by the former president, John Dramani Mahama.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to be joined to do the unveiling of the logo by Sami Atta Mills and the chairman of the board of the Atta Mills Memorial Heritage. I thank you very much. God bless us all.
Still on the launch of the JEA Mills Memorial Heritage, Elder Statesman Kwame Pienim, delivering the keynote address, stated that Ghana needs people like Professor Atta Mills for the country to move forward. According to him, the late former president was a decent human being who had the interest of Ghana at heart and not that of his political party. He lamented that this is what Ghana is lacking now.
Professor Mills was first and foremost a decent human being, an honest man, a man of character. And one thing I noticed about this young man, he danced to his own inner tune. You could not influence him. Once he made up his mind, that's what he was going to do. He was not one of the people to go with the mobs. And this characteristic of the young man followed him into politics. So he was fearless to lead. You couldn't change him. He danced to his own tune. Why do we need him today? Look at the state of our politics. Highly politicized and polarized. And the leaders terrified, paralyzed with fear of the people they are supposed to lead. You try to get 2 or 3 people to join you to go and talk to power. The young people will kill us. Let's talk to them for them to kill us. Otherwise, when they get hungry and angry enough on the streets, they will kill us. I do not believe in those who are saying we need a new constitution. The constitution we have, with a few judicial adjudication and review, can be brought to light. A few changes. We don't need to overhaul, get a new constitution. What is wrong with the constitution are us, Ghanaians. Has too much powers. The president doesn't pass law. We have 275 MPs sitting there. They are supposed to approve the ministers. It's not the president. So if we say yes, they are the ministers. We have a council of state who are supposed to make certain appointments in consultation with or on the advice of. I don't know what documents they say the president should bring when it's in consultation with or on the advice of. So it is not the president who have too much power. It's us to stand up and be courageous to say, Mr. President, this person you want to occupy this position is not good enough. They are not experienced enough. Let me say that all of us should try to contribute to this memorial heritage. It should not be to immortalize the ideals of Sir John Evans Atta Mills. It should be to let his principles be at work, for us to emulate. Why do we set up a memorial? So that these characteristics, good characteristics of Mr. Atta Mills, sound character.
Unveiling the heritage logo, former President Mahama called on all and sundry to endeavor to uphold the truth and integrity nature of Prof. Mills. He noted that this will contribute to the massive development of Mother Ghana.
Prof was the one to share credit and glory. Nana Che, this is the man we celebrate today. Magnanimous, gender-sensitive, a unifier, peaceful, and above all, God-fearing. As a Pan-Africanist, he never hid his distress over historical and contemporary exploitation of Africa, which propelled the growth of Europe and America, leaving Africans in poverty. Therefore, as president, he was determined to use the oil and gas wealth for the greater benefit of Ghanaians, for Ghana and all Ghanaians, irrespective of our backgrounds. For those familiar with the anthem of this great university where President Atta Mills studied and worked, you realize the earlier part of my speech drew on our motto, Integri Procedamus, to wit, proceeding in integrity. Integrity sounded loudly and was defined by Prof in all he did. As I conclude, I call on each one of us Ghanaians to uphold truth and integrity and the peaceful nature of Prof. Let us stay united, even in the face of adversity. Let us uphold tolerance. Yes, we must endeavor to proceed in unity and in truth. We must also strive to defend the cause of freedom, and we must fervently uphold the public cause to protect our democracy. This is why Legon, the hallowed ground upon which we stand today, always calls on her products and all Ghanaians to arise and arise and arise to defend the cause of freedom and proceed in truth and integrity to make our nation proud. Refreshingly, these attributes of the University of Ghana intersect harmoniously with President Mills's personal values. His quest for peace, for which he was named Asundwehene, his quest for excellence and integrity, transparency and accountability, commitment to the well-being of all Ghanaians, and inclusivity. I'm glad the heritage seeks to build on from where he left off in a non-partisan manner. Above all, these values are what made Professor Mills a true Ghanaian. He embodied that ideal Ghanaians yearn for to collectively transform our country. Let his values lead us. Professor Mills was such a moral and political colossus, and there can be no limits put on the vehicles and instruments that eulogize and ingrain his memory and history in the hearts and minds of Ghanaians.
And moving to Parliament now, the Upper West Caucus of the minority in Parliament has expressed worry over inadequate response from the government over the lapse of security for the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Bagbin, ever since his military security detail was withdrawn from Parliament. According to the team, the security of the Speaker is of paramount concern to the nation, just as the security of the other arms of government, and as such, the address of government on the matter is indeed essential to ensuring the safety of the Speaker. Speaking in a press conference in Parliament today, Honourable Abdul Rashid Al-Hassan Perbo, Member of Parliament for Wa Central, who spoke on behalf of the caucus, says the lack of sufficient response by the government is generating worry. The caucus further urged the government to give adequate response to the worrying situation by the public in order to satisfy the complete security needs of the Speaker.
Voice to those of the many Ghanaians, including the minority side of Parliament, about the security issues raised on the Speaker. Essentially, for every public figure, security is crucial and must be taken seriously. An important issue which comes to play here is that the security provided for a public figure in of the three arms of government is not compromised either by subjecting the security arrangements to full public knowledge or and to reduce the adequacy of the security package to the disadvantage of the officer concerned. In the case of the Speaker of Parliament, the present Speaker, Honorable Alban Sumana Bagbin, all the security headlines mentioned here are breached. This inspires this deep concern about the apparent inaction by governments to address the issue, despite so many worries expressed variously by the public on the withdrawal of the military security from the official security setup of the Speaker. Our focus here is that, like any other leaders of the three arms of government, it is our belief that the security of the Speaker is of paramount concern to the people of Ghana and requires the government to rise to the responsibility of adequately addressing the present lapse, in which a military team, which was part of the military security details of the Speaker, was withdrawn. And despite all the complaints, government has said nothing about it. The lack of sufficient response by the government to the present situation is generating worry and compelling this briefing. We seek, therefore, to urge the government to give adequate response to the worrying situation by the myriads of the public, to satisfy the complete security needs of the Speaker, if even it will require the reinstatement of the military team that had been withdrawn unilaterally by government. It is our expectation that matters of security must be handled expeditiously with adequate consultation and discussions away from public concerns. So this is a brief statement by the Upper West team. Our worry is that government is not taking adequate response, giving adequate response to the challenge we are facing, and there's a need for government to do something. We are worried about the lapse of security, the exposure of the Speaker to the public at this very moment, and the need for us coming from the Upper West region to draw the attention of Mr. President and his cabinet, including the military, to do the required thing, to reinstate the military or to assure Ghanaians that a comprehensive security arrangement is made to secure the security of the Speaker of Parliament.
Still in Parliament, Minority Leader Haruna Idris, who has expressed disappointment not just over the inability of the Minister for Education, Honorable Yao Educhum, to appear before Parliament to answer urgent questions relating to education, but also about the nature of excuse as indicated in a letter by the Minister to seek his leave. In the letter dated 1st February 2022, Honorable Educhum had indicated that he could not appear before the House as he had to attend to some important matters. This, as well as the alleged delay of the submission of letter for leave of absence, did not go well with the Majority Chief Whip, Honorable Anot Dompre, however, indicated that the letter was submitted earlier on the said date.
You don't want to run away from the question that where is your Minister for Education? Because as far as we know, the Minister for Education is scheduled to answer questions. Except, Mr. Speaker, to add that as I sat here, Table brought me a letter dated 1st February 2022, parliamentary questions, and a request from the Minister for Education for the rescheduling of the question to 9 February 2022. So assure the members affected that their questions will be rescheduled by the Business Committee for 9 February. Then too, Mr. Speaker, if you read the Minister's letter, the last paragraph, it reads, Honorable Minister will be engaged in an official assignment. Why? Coming to Parliament and responding to Parliament is an equally important official assignment. Where is he? And then you bring us a letter only in the morning when you are supposed to be here to answer questions. Where is the Minister for Education? You don't write to us in the morning. You bring a letter in the morning when you are unavoidably absent to ask for it. But Mr. Speaker, I won't drag this matter. But the members who are affected need to be assured that their questions will be reprogrammed for 9 February and a further assurance from the whip. Are you in charge? That your Minister for Education will be here to respond to those questions. Thank you.
I'm in total agreement with my senior colleague, except to say that the very correspondent that the minority leader referenced, coming from the outfit of the minister, is dated the 1st of February. And I engaged the table office. I'm fully aware that this correspondence got to this house yesterday. So maybe that is for your information. The other aspect of informing the members involved, I assure the leader that we'll do the needful. I thought that we had an agreement at conclave, but be it as it may, we will assure all the members involved. And Speaker, I also want to guarantee that I've engaged the minister who has assured that the date communicated will be respected, and he will come to the chamber and do the needful. So, Speaker, I'm seeking your leave to vary the order of business for us to take item number 6 instead of item 5. Speaker, with your leave.
Meanwhile, with about 5 months more to elect its national executives, the much anticipated Congress of the New Patriotic Party gets hotter as more party faithfuls are pulling heads to contest for various positions. One of such people is Benedicta Dodoo, who has joined the national treasurership race. Speaking on the AM Ghana show on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022, she underscored the need for delegates to give her the nod as she contributed her quota to the victory of the party as the women's organizer for the party in Germany. She spoke to Juliana Ijoma.
We don't have the money. I said it previously. They took it for granted and found out I was talking about welfare pot. And the welfare pot is very important. Assuming the constituency have enough, we won't even bother if the MP doesn't come to the funeral or Adoa, because there is money in the pot to cater for all these things, you see. So this is one of them. And then I also found that most of the delegates, when they are voted out, we simply either ignore them, abound them, and they have that kind of bitterness. And it shouldn't be. Everybody must be on board. They cannot be on board if we ourselves abound them. We better have to hold them, tell them, you lost, but you can help us. I lost 2018, and that was not the end. I supported 16 constituencies in 2020 election with my own, from my own pocket. So it's not about winning to have the position, but winning to see that the party has also won. The party is in continuation, and that is my wish.
Don't see any one of them as being a threat to
Never.
Never.
No.
We're talking about you standing last 4 years
and
losing.
I lost.
Yes. So don't you see any one of them?
Even the first time I'm coming, I never had a fear in me. I never. I knew I was
not necessarily fear, but
no challenger.
No challenger.
No.
But you did lose.
Yes. At the end, I lost, but that's not implied. It's a game. So I'm come again. This time I'm going to win.
Okay, so this
because
is
the delegates knew that all that I said, if they have given me the nod, I could have implemented them before for them.
Okay.
The University Teachers Association is still on strike. Rosin Emmanuel paid a visit to one private tertiary institution here in the capital to assess the impact of automatic word correction as a result of technology on students. His mission was to find out whether students are still racking their brains when it comes to writing and spelling. The next feature story has more details.
Technology, without a doubt, has impacted education on a lot of levels. When it comes to sending messages and typing text on a very short note, it is very good. Again, correcting your spelling with technology, again, is very good. With apps that could help you correct all errors that you've made in a text, you should feel like a king typing or writing. But again, have we thought of it? How this particular action has affected our way of thinking and equally writing? Personally, writing has become a very, very, very tough exercise for me because once I begin to write, I feel like I'm making a lot of mistakes. Today, I have decided to engage some students of the Multimedia Institute of Ghana students who are training to be journalists and engage them in an exercise. I'm going to read some words to them so they write it. Let's see how many errors they make and how easy it would be for them if they try using their smartphones or their computers. Join me as I take you on this ride. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today's exercise, we are going to read some words loud, and I am expecting all of you to write these words as I read them out, and we'll check for the errors and the correct ones. Are you ready? No, I can't hear. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. So this exercise will end in just 2 minutes, and so you have to write fast and also ensure that you write it correctly. All right. So we start. The Eiffel Tower in France is a sight to behold. The Eiffel Tower in France is a sight to behold. Its height makes it a perfect spot for a good skydive. Its height. Okay, so let me take it all over again. The Eiffel Tower in France is a sight to behold. Its height makes it a perfect spot for a good skydive. Its height makes it a perfect spot for a good skydive. Nonetheless, only adrenaline junkies will try that. Nonetheless, only adrenaline junkies will try that. Nonetheless, only adrenaline junkies will try that. And in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. And time up. Okay. It has been a very, very interesting exercise. So let's quickly read yours. Okay, we are not reading anybody's. So put your papers down and let the camera capture all you have written. No, relax. This is for educational purposes, and so let's relax. I can tell you something, that someone who has not made a mistake before is someone who has not tried anything before. This is a good move so that we all know. All right, so while the camera is taking notes of what you've written, I'm going to spell all the words that most of you didn't get right. The first one should be Eiffel Tower, right? The Eiffel is spelled E-I-F-F-E-L. Eiffel. E-I-F-F-E-L. Eiffel. How many of you had it right? No one. Tower, I know you all had it right. Yes. France, you had it right. Yes. Sight, probably. Behold, probably. Yes. What about height?
Height. Is it a normal height?
Yes. Height. Sight.
Sight. Sight. Behold, height.
Its height. I would skip all of that and move on to skydive. So randomly, gentleman in orange, how did you spell your skydive? How did you spell it?
The skydive. S-K-Y.
Yeah.
D-I-V.
D-I-V. Correct. And how did you spell yours?
I heard it sky guide.
Okay, so you spelled it that way. How did you spell yours?
I heard it skydive. That's why I spelled it S-K-Y-D-I-R-V-E.
Okay, so you have to eliminate the R, and then it's one word, skydive, and so it's together. Adrenaline. So adrenaline is spelled A-D-R-E-N-A-L-I-N-E. A-D-R-E-N-A-L-I-N-E. So adrenaline, that is how that is equally spelled. And junkies, we've all said this word a million times. Junkies. Nipa we a junkie. So it is spelled JUNKIES, Jankies. So you see, this same exercise, we're going to do another one with our smartphones. Open your WhatsApp, text anybody you want to text, and we're going to do the same thing. And we'll look at how many times we'll make the same mistake. So in 3, 2, 1, Peter Piper picks a pair of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picks a pair of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picks a pair of pickled pepper. A pair of pickled pepper Peter Piper picks. It's a nursery rhyme. We've all said it one way or the other. We've all recited it. And so Peter Piper picks a pair of pickled pepper. A pair of pickled pepper Peter Piper picks. Picks a pair of pickled pepper. A pair of pickled pepper Peter Piper picks. So in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and stop work. So with this one, you see, it's impeccable. It's correct because you are using autocorrection. Let me see yours too. Correct. Do you know why? Because you are using autocorrection. And you kept typing P, and so it kept correcting all the words you were doing. If we should repeat this same exercise again on paper, we might make 1 or 2 mistakes. And so this exercise was to let you know that reading and writing is very, very important, even in this day and age, so that these petty mistakes we will not make it. All right, so there you have it. Even though you have your smartphone and you can still type perfectly and impeccably, you should cultivate the habit of reading and also writing. My name is Emmanuel Jaron Wilson, reporting for Adoa News, Accra.
Evening news at 6 on Adoa TV. We'll be right back with business. Do stay with us.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB will make up now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. You captures back on CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I am the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza no akodo pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie du en ka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Dodoo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwede nkato yato.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Back and thanks for staying with us. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, has served a 7-day ultimatum to the government for the immediate reversal of the price stabilization and recovery levy. The Executive Secretary, Duncan Amwa, described the reinstatement of the prices as insensitive and a slap on the faces of petroleum consumers.
Mr. Duncan Amwa said authorities could have found ingenious ways of reducing prices to foster fluidity in the consumption for consumers. He iterated their readiness to picket the finance ministry if prices are not reversed within the next 7 days. He stressed that the president saw the hardship that Ghanaians were going through and in November and December last year called for the suspension of the levy. Collecting the levies of this nature is insensitive and will be fiercely contested, he fumed. President Akufo-Addo had directed the National Petroleum Authority to extend the removal of the price stabilization and recovery levy on petrol, diesel and liquefied petroleum gas to the end of January 2022. Following the exhaustion of the grace period, the NPA, however, restored the PSRLS. The NPA, in a statement, informed all oil marketing companies and LPG marketing companies that effective February 1, 2022, the PSRLS on petrol, diesel and LPG will be fully restored. The restored PSRL is 16 pesos per litre on petrol, 14 pesos per litre on diesel, and 14 pesos per kilogram on LPG.
Magdan Aviation Services says it has suspended operations of its recently launched private jet services at the Terminal 1 of Kotoka International Airport in Accra.
The managing director of the company has confirmed that they are following through with the Ghana Airports Company Limited's order to suspend operations. The letter reads, "We are writing to officially inform you about our decision to suspend our operations at the fixed base operator with immediate effect." Magdan explained that this is to pave way to thoroughly engage the GACL and all key stakeholders on the way forward. The airports company ordered Magdan Aviation to suspend the use of Terminal 1 until further notice. In a letter signed on January 31 by the managing director of the airports company, Yao Kwakwa, he referenced a notice to the company to suspend its inauguration of the private jet terminal, which was not adhered to. Consequently, Mr. Kwakwa said, "We noted with concern your failure to comply with the directive despite the outstanding issues on the prior terms and conditions of the use of the operations of Terminal 1 as a private jet terminal."
Or for business, sports is next.
City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emil's Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Malaria and tea. You are yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. I shouldn't customers. Well, when say mammy, I smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm man the buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a pianisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean. And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And Trebetiwa and the CB Malakio. You didn't know Hama. And now kick out from a son so I CB Malakio. And no way so dear. And I don't grow. I yet tap shit. A drawing your ma appeal for about a woman for any quada one in fear. Susiana, what would you with FD Ashusha sa a JD and Kratoimu Aja to Musa.
On to some sports updates. Ghana's online betting and gaming brand Betway has announced a sponsorship deal with the Ghana Football Association for the Ghana Women's Premier League. Betway will from henceforth be recognized as the development partner of the Ghana Women's Premier League. As development partners, Betway will deliver a mix of solutions that will focus on supporting the teams and helping amplify the Women's League in Ghana.
Supergroup-owned Betway has signed a sponsorship deal with the Ghana Football Association for the Ghana Women's Premier League. Key amongst these sponsorship benefits will be a season-long mentorship program with local and international resources for officials of the clubs under the auspices of Betway Ghana. Betway will also be providing training equipment for participating clubs as well as amplified coverage of the league in collaboration with the Sports Writers Association. This will be targeted at drawing the much-needed attention for activities of Women's Ghana Premier League. Kwabena Oponkruma, country manager, marketing at Betway Ghana during the event, said this is a league that has shown potential, hence the need for a communal approach in developing it. As a brand that believes in sports development, we believe supporting the Women's League in Ghana with unique innovations, such as sponsoring the league as development partners, will go a long way to help onboard talent in women's football and bring communal benefit to the nation as a whole. GFA General Secretary Mr. Prosper Harrison Adoa, on behalf of the Ghana Football Association, said the Women's Premier League has seen another level of progress over the last 2 years. The GFA is extremely happy to welcome a global brand such as Betway on board as we continue to expand the frontiers of the women's game in Ghana with the reorganization of the Women's Premier League and the support from Betway and a new incoming television partner. We are guaranteed even more competitive matches, more talent, identification and development, more excitement, and indeed a great champion to represent Ghana at the CAF Women's Champions League.
And that is how we wrap up tonight on the evening news at 6 on Adoa TV. A recap of our top stories. The University Teachers Association of Ghana says the National Labour Commission cannot compel them to go back to the classroom. And on 1st February 2022, the Professor John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage was officially launched. The event saw the attendance of many high-profile government and non-government officials. And the Anglican House of Bishops in Ghana has given an update on the now controversial LGBTQ+I bill before Parliament. And in sports, the Women Premier League has secured a partnership deal with Betway. adoanewsonline.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at Adoa TV Ghana and on YouTube at Adoa TV GH. My name is Benedicta Dodoo. The evening news is brought to you by Blue City Tires and Accessories, Verna Mineral Water and Rwanda Air. Thanks for staying with us. Enjoy the rest of our program.